Survival, it's not just about living, it's about thriving when the odds are stacked against you. Try to imagine yourself in the midst of a thick jungle or marooned on an isolated mountain peak. Just contemplating it can make you feel a chill, right? But what would happen if you were to find yourself in such a dilemma? Would you succumb to the overwhelming despair? Or would you access the very core of your resolve, resourcefulness, and determination? Survival in extreme circumstances extends beyond physical stamina. It's as much about psychological strength, where your willpower can frequently be the deciding factor between existence and extinction. It's about accomplishing the unthinkable, transforming hardship into possibility, and most importantly, it's about the indefatigable human spirit that insists on persevering, regardless of how grim the situation may appear. Today we delve into an extraordinary tale of resilience and determination, the survival story of Aron Ralston. Meet Aron Ralston, an adventurer whose story of survival would put the most thrilling adventure novels to shame. Born in Indiana and raised in Colorado, Aron was a man whose love for the great outdoors was as boundless as the landscapes he explored. He was a seasoned outdoorsman, having climbed the tallest peaks of Colorado and navigated the roughest terrains. His thirst for adventure was insatiable, and his expertise in outdoor activities was truly exceptional. From rock climbing to backcountry skiing, Aron was a man who embraced challenges, always pushing his limits. His life was a testament to his daring spirit and his unyielding resilience. He was a man who thrived in the face of the unknown, a man who found joy in the thrill of the wild. Little did he know that his passion for adventure would lead him to a predicament that would test his mettle. But it was one particular adventure that changed his life forever. In April 2003, Ralston embarked on a solo hiking trip in Utah's Canyonlands National Park. This was not unusual for him. He was an experienced outdoorsman, comfortable with his own company and the challenges of the wilderness. He was drawn to the raw beauty of the land, the stark contrast of the red rocks against the clear blue sky. His destination, the Blue John Canyon, a narrow, winding labyrinth carved into the landscape by the relentless forces of nature. As Ralston ventured deeper into the canyon, he navigated the rugged terrain with practiced ease. He admired the striations in the rock faces, the way the sunlight played off the sandstone, the occasional flutter of a bird taking flight. He was in his element, alone but not lonely, immersed in the solitude and tranquility of the great outdoors. But then the unthinkable happened. As he descended into a particularly narrow section of the canyon, a boulder, dislodged by his movements, came tumbling down after him. Before he could react, the boulder pinned his right arm against the canyon wall. The force of the impact sent shockwaves of pain radiating through his body. Trapped by a boulder with limited supplies, Ralston's survival instincts kicked in. Now imagine the reality of the situation. You're in a remote canyon, your arm pinned by an 800-pound boulder. You have a small amount of water, 2 burritos, and no one knows where you are. This was the grim reality for Aron Ralston. Ralston, an experienced outdoorsman, knew he had to ration his supplies. He had to make a mere 25 ounces of water and 2 burritos last. His first instinct was to try and free himself. He tugged, he pulled, he pushed. He tried chiseling the boulder, he tried rigging pulleys with his climbing gear, but the boulder remained unmoved. As time passed, the gravity of his situation set in. He was stuck, alone. His food and water supplies dwindling, his energy fading. He started recording messages on his camera, a poignant diary of a man trapped in the wilderness. He recorded farewells to his family, his expressions of regret, his reflections on life, each recording more desperate, more resigned than the last. Ralston knew he was in a race against time, a race he was losing. His body was dehydrating, his arm necrotizing under the relentless pressure of the boulder. He had to make a choice to survive or a choice to surrender. He realized he might not be found. He knew that his chances of survival were diminishing with each passing moment. But Ralston was a survivor. He was determined to live, to fight, to endure. He refused to let the boulder be the end of his story. He refused to let the canyon be his tomb. In his darkest moments, when hope seemed like a distant memory, Ralston found strength within himself. He found the will to live. He found the courage to endure. He found the determination to survive. The situation, as grim as it was, forced Ralston to confront the possibility of his own mortality. He had to face the harsh reality that he might not see another sunrise, that he might not feel another breeze, that he might not hear another bird's song. But in the face of such adversity, Ralston did not crumble, he did not falter, he did not give up. He made a decision that would test the limits of his endurance, a decision that would challenge the boundaries of his courage, a decision that would defy the conventions of survival, a decision that would ultimately define his story, a decision that would shock the world. When death seemed imminent, Ralston made a decision that would shock the world. After 5 days of being trapped, Ralston made the gut-wrenching decision to amputate his own arm. Can you imagine the sheer willpower required to make such a choice? The iron resolve to survive that must have driven him to this point. The battle was not just against his physical circumstances, it was a battle of the soul, a test of his inner strength. Picture this, if you dare. Ralston alone in a desolate canyon, his arm pinned by an immovable boulder. He had no medical training, no anesthesia, and only a dull multi-tool at his disposal. Yet he was about to perform a procedure that would make even the most seasoned surgeons blanch. The process was excruciating, to say the least. He had to break his own bones using the leverage of his trapped arm against the rock. Then, with a blade not much sharper than a butter knife, he began to cut through his own flesh and tendons. Can you imagine the sheer determination it must have taken to push through the unspeakable pain, to keep going despite the body's primal instinct screaming at him to stop? But Ralston didn't just endure, he triumphed. He overcame the physical agony, the mental anguish, and the debilitating fear. He pushed past his body's limits, past what anyone thought was humanly possible. It was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, the innate will to survive that lies within all of us. That moment was not just about survival, it was about reclaiming freedom, taking control of his own destiny, refusing to let fate dictate his end. It was a proclamation of his will to live, a testament to his unyielding spirit, and a demonstration of the incredible strength that can be summoned when life is on the line. With a newfound freedom, albeit at a great cost, Ralston still had to find his way back to civilization. His journey was far from over, but he had crossed a significant hurdle. The ultimate sacrifice had been made. The fight for survival was now a quest for redemption. Free from the boulder, Ralston embarked on a grueling journey back. Wounded, dehydrated, yet determined, he stumbled across the barren landscape, driven by a primal instinct that whispered one word: survive. He navigated the treacherous terrain, every step a testament to his unwavering resolve. His ordeal, however, was far from over. He was spotted by a family who alerted authorities, leading to a dramatic helicopter rescue. Ralston's return to civilization was a media frenzy, his tale of survival capturing the world's attention. It was a transformational experience that reshaped his entire existence. In the aftermath, Ralston's life took a turn for the extraordinary. He became a motivational speaker, sharing his harrowing experience and the lessons it taught him about resilience, determination, and the power of the human spirit. His story was even adapted into a critically acclaimed film. Aron Ralston's story serves as a testament to the human spirit's indomitable will to survive against all odds.